Hey, what up guys? Sorc Master is here. This is my new build I had going on for the PTS coming up. Greymoor? Greymoor patch is looking really good for Sorcs, guys, and I really strongly recommend this build if you guys are looking to play Magic or Sorcerer again. So, I'm going to keep the video very brief. I know there's a lot of like build videos that kind of stretch it out to like 20-30 minutes. I'm not really one of those. I'm going to try to keep it within 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to get right into it. So my helmet is Swarm Mother's Mask medium piece. And then my Jomi Hawes is heavy shoulder piece. And I have 5 light armor of Crafty Elfique. All end pen traits. My jewelry is Amber Plasm. All arcane trait. My weapon is Amber Plasm Inferno with sharpened trait. And my back bar is Amber Plasm Ice Staff with infused. If I really want to, I could run the restoration staff in my back bar for like maybe Resto ulti. Or if I were operating a group and I could use rapid regen. As far as my glyph goes, I have a triglyph on my medium helmet. I have a magic glyph on my shoulder. I have a triglyph on my chest. And I have a triglyph on my pants. But I have magic glyphs on my shoulder, gloves, belt, and boots. Again, all end pen. On my glyphs for jewelry, they're all 3 magic recovery. And as far as my weapon, shock glyph, I strongly recommend looking into Prismatic Onslaught because this patch can be all about vampires. And if you're looking on ways to utilize a lot of damage and you really want to smack people, Prismatic Onslaught is not going to be a bad idea. I strongly recommend trying that out. And on my back bar is weapon damage, enchant. So that's the build. And now for the skills, open world setup, I've got Crystal Fragments, Endless Fury, Elemental Weapon, Hardened Ward, Inner Light, and Templar Guard. Again, if you need to pause, feel free to do so. The reason why I have Temporal Guard and Shield on my front bar is because I like Inner Light. Inner Light gives max Magicka. When I have more Magicka, I get to capitalize on a stronger shield. So I have Hardened Ward there. And if I want to capitalize on a stronger shield with more Magicka, I might as well capitalize on Minor Protection, which contributes to my tankiness. So on my front bar, while I'm playing aggressively with my Crystal Fragments and my Spammables here, I'm also always going to get that Minor Protection and the crit from Inner Light. It's great. So on my back bar, I've got Streak, Critical Surge, Dark Conversion, Haunting Curse, Daedric Minefield, and Energy Overload. Daedric Minefield is my flex spot. I could take off Daedric Minefield for Boundless if I want, for more mitigation, or maybe have, Major Expedition and Resistances, or I can take off that for Shield, if I want to run more than one Shield. I mean, or the new vampire abilities. If you guys really want to try one of the vampire abilities, feel free to squeeze in a vampire ability right here. This is my flex spot, so feel free to kind of switch that out and look into what you want to run. As far as my CP goes, it is 72 Warlord, 1 Siphoner, 75 Arcanist, 61 Tumbling, 61 Shadow Ward, 51 Elfborn, 64 Elemental Expert, 35 Spell Erosion, 81 Master at Arms, 39 Staff Expert. Staff Expert here gives 22% to overloads, which makes it incredibly strong, and unlocks Tactician, Real Dodge. So I kind of like to squeeze unpredictable bursts, kind of mix it up so you're not so telegraphed. Having off-balance stun can kind of surprise people and just streak into them, but that's just me. 56 Ironclad, 20 Spell Shield, 51 Resistant, 20 Light Armor Focus, 37 Hardy, 32 Elemental Defender. 14 Expert Defender, 9% mitigation is strong against overloads and off-balance heavy attacks. And 40 Bastion, 16% effectiveness to your shield. So I'm playing with 1 shield pretty much, and only 1 shield. I'm liking it so far. It's looking really good. Now for dual setup, you guys can run Bound Aegis, take off Execute, and then take that flex spot. That flex spot would be Elemental Drain. So this is my dual setup. So look at my stats right there. 25,889 health, 53,407 magicka, 14,430 stamina. My food is Corrupting Bloody Mara. This used to be called Disastrous Bloody Mara, but it's been renamed, so now it is Corrupting Bloody Mara. It's pretty much the same thing. Still gives health recovery. It's just name change and has a different appearance. So now to take, this is the moment you guys are waiting for. These are the stats. 2,153 magic recovery, 1,570 health recovery, 1,138 stamina recovery, 48.8% spell crit, 21.69 spell damage. That doesn't even include my back bar. Here's my back bar. Now it is 27,000 or 2,739 spell damage. This is pretty good. And then I have 14,530 spell, 12,715 physical, 2,427 crit resist. Now they're talking of adding a flat base in pen to the game, so we'll see how that goes. Just not really sure. We'll have to look into it. So yeah, I like running Bound Aegis because it gives more magicka and has some sustain. And then on my back bar, obviously elemental drain. So on top of all the sustain, you also get elemental drain. So your magicka recovery realistically is going to probably be 2,700 or 2,753. But the health recovery stays the same, and the stamina recovery stays the same. Now I have 1,138 stamina recovery, and if I really want to increase my stamina, I can run Mooncalf, which I know. I'm a high elf, and I already get too much stam returns, so I don't see a reason for this right now. One of the things I wanted to address that I see in people when they play Magical Sorcerer, and this even applies to me, is running the Sword and Board with Boundless Storm. It's great to tank, but this patch isn't going to be all about tanking. I strongly recommend dropping Sword and Board for either an Ice Staff or a Restoration Staff. That way you can run and capitalize on your weapon damage enchant. And I strongly recommend dropping Boundless Storm for an offensive ability that contributes to your overall damage. Sorc is a burst class, and it's going to be important that we capitalize on burst and not tank. If you really need a tank, you have 3 ways to do it. Roll dodge, block, streak. It's all right there, and because I have so much stamina returns, and I mean a shit ton of stam, you can block and roll. You can do all of that and exchange with 1,138 stamina recovery on top of High Elf. Because High Elf also gives a metric ton amount of stamina returns. When you activate a class ability, restore 640 magic or stamina based on whichever is lowest. This effect can occur once every 6 seconds. So can you imagine just doing the math right there? The math is right there to see, look, you literally have the tools to be very sustaining, and this is basically going to be the best you're going to see at 50. Like, look at the stats, and I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorc Master Race, known as Explanicide. I play on the PCNA. I've been playing Magical Sorcerer for the last few years, and this is kind of my thing. Peace out. In addition to the video that I forgot to cover, if you want to try like a new Mythic item, you can only have one equipped on you at a time, and you can drop one of your monster sets. Like for me, I dropped Domihaz, and I threw Amberplasm Shoulder on. That way I still get all of Crafty Elfique and all of Amberplasm, and one piece monster set with one piece Mythic. Just if you want to experiment, this is kind of something that you can add. Just kind of drop off one of your monster sets for one Mythic piece. This one here increases your movement speed by 15% while in combat, increases your movement speed by 45% out of combat, and it's pretty fast. You can kind of see how fast I'm moving. So when we're going to look for PvP in open world, we're going to see a lot of people moving like this. Hop on your horse, run away from your problems. It's going to be pretty insane. Let me see if I can get a horse on. I want to actually see what it looks like on a horse. Let's see how fast we move. That is just... So I'm not even running Major Expedition. You're kidding me? So when you're looking for PvP in open world, we're going to have to deal with this. Everybody's going to move super fast, and they're going to dodge PvP quite a bit. Alright, well,